Have you ever heard of the smartwatch? It's a small, versatile piece of equipment and can help us check our heartbeat, blood oxygen level, and various other body indexes. The smartwatch is part of a class of devices known as assistive technologies, also known as AT, refers to any type of device, software, or equipment used to aid its users in carrying out challenging tasks. However, we can also consider smartwatches as an application of the Internet of Things, which is IoT. Because smartwatches not only process data, but also exchange it with other devices and systems over the Internet. So technically, smartwatches count as both an application of AT and one of IoT. In this video, we will be talking about precisely this, the application of the Internet of Things in assistive technology. With the rapid development of technologies and human society, the demand for ATs has increased exponentially. The introduction of IoT technology will bring a revolution to traditional ATs. The benefits of IoT include efficient resource management, enhanced productivity, and increased living standards. The aging of society provides demand for AT's development. People tend to live longer as time processes, but our health condition drops with age. To improve the living standards of the elderly, various kinds of ATs are needed to help them deal with all sorts of difficulties in their daily lives. COVID-19 also increases the demand for ATs. As Borges et al. Mentioned, the spread of the COVID-19 disease significantly burdens the medical system. Internet of Things, combined with assistive technologies, can assist hospitals in preventing, diagnosing, and treating diseases. This is called IoT-based healthcare. Assistive technologies that are used in IoT-based healthcare, such as wearable devices, mobility, sensory aids, and smart devices, may have several advantages compared to traditional ATs. With IoT, the AT's devices can benefit from a higher speed of data transmitted and increased user friendliness. In addition, the combination of AT and IoT can help patients and the elderly, but it can also improve the quality of our daily lives. Designs that were formerly commonplace for disabilities, like voice-to-text and audiobooks, have now become mainstream. It indicates that we all value flexibility and simplicity. Therefore, we can expect these technologies to help the elderly on a large scale and be implemented publicly soon. However, both ATs and IoT still have long ways to go. Yusuf et al.'s research shows that even though these technologies provide plenty of advantages for elderly people who stay indoors, in terms of choice, safety, and independence, many barriers still exist that hinder their adoption. On the application side, several critical concerns exist. For example, privacy, trust, functionality or added value, cost, ease of use, and sustainability for daily use, perception of no need, stigma, and fear of dependence. On the research and development side, Yusuf et al. Mentioned that one main disadvantage is the lack of research that relates technology and the stage of aging. Furthermore, Sarah stated that the lack of regard for users' opinions during the technology development also hinders the adoption of ATs. The study by Taylor's group shows that IoT faces 5 main challenges. One of them is weak password protection. Another is a lack of regular patches and updates, and a weak update mechanism. And this is followed by insecure interfaces, insufficient data protection, and poor IoT device management. Having mentioned those challenges, let us look at the available possible solutions. 3 critical concepts of designing AT for the general public, mentioned by Northumbria University's research team, give us a good framework for finding solutions. They really trust among technologies and users, value co-creation and service design. To solve this, a model for trust-based design is being raised by the research team. The model is based on the trust and value factor, and helps design and maintain an assistant service. And states that the level of trust and co-creation between users and companies is deeply related to interactions and the information shared by the company. Trust issues between companies and users can be resolved by increasing data transparency and mutual understanding. Universities and governments can set up public welfare activities and invite volunteers to popularize relevant knowledge and reduce people's concerns. Medical workers, such as doctors, can also hear this transparency advice when offering advice to patients who require ATs. Companies and engineers have to improve the security of their products from the perspective of technology, especially in the protection of privacy. Besides, during service design, companies should identify their social responsibility and approach service-dominant logic and value-sensitive design. For example, a sensitive technology should be user-friendly and environmental-friendly, and teaching classes should be provided to the elderly. Value co-creation is an interesting variable, as it is heavily affected by the previous two factors. According to the model, user engagement and co-creation happen only when the trust and service design is high, and requires frequent interactions and collaborative relationships with the user. This can be improved by hosting competitions in inviting IoT-related AT, while companies choose to make their technologies open source to encourage others' participation in development.
As we all know, AT and IoT technologies are still in their infancy stage. There is still significant room for improvement and innovation. With the future development in technologies, we can expect a combination of AT and IoT to improve people's lives and restore the independence they once had in their use.